3 days after my death, Dominic Sharp receives a phone call asking him to identify my body. He has an arm wrapped around a woman's waist, as he says indifferently, "I couldn't care less if she's dead. Call me once she's been cremated." My body is sent to the crematorium. After putting the ashes into an urn, an employee calls Dominic again. He clucks his tongue impatiently. All right, I'll be there soon." 2 hours had already passed by the time Dominic Sharp arrived at the crematorium. His clothes were slightly disheveled, and there was a bright lipstick print on his collar. One could easily tell that he just had a passionate moment with another woman. After tracking down an employee of the crematorium, Dominic asked mockingly, "So? Where's Ophelia Burton's urn? Didn't you call me to come pick it up?" After the employee made sure that Dominic was the right person, he passed him the urn which contained my ashes. Dominic accepted the urn casually. His eyes were still filled with mockery. "Is this really Ophelia's urn? Maybe you're just tricking me by filling this urn with ashes belonging to some poor bastard." The employee was bewildered to hear such a statement. "Mr. Sharp, this urn does contain Ms. Burton's ashes. We have everything recorded down. Would you like to take a look at them?" Dominic smirked. "It's fine. I trust you." I let out a sigh of relief. I didn't know why, but my soul still lingered in the mortal realm despite being dead. After thinking for a while, I concluded that maybe it was because I wasn't officially buried. Dominic should believe that I was dead by now. No matter how much he hated my guts, he should take our past relationship into consideration and have me buried somewhere random, right? Before I could cheer at that prospect, I heard Dominic's surprised gasp. The urn fell from his hands and crashed into the floor, causing my ashes to scatter everywhere. His smirk now malicious, Dominic said, "Oops. Sorry about that." It slipped from my hands. After that, he stuck out a foot and began grinding my ashes down. My breath was hitched in my throat as I met Dominic's eyes, which were devoid of any mirth. I opened my mouth, yet I couldn't make a sound. Only when my ashes were completely ground into the gaps between the tiles and mixed with the dust did Dominic retract his foot. There was a pleased look on his face. He continued smiling as he addressed the shocked employee. "Tell Ophelia that while this scheme is pretty original, it's also a total failure. My mom's death anniversary will be here in a few days. She'd better show up before my mom's grave and atone for her sins there. Otherwise, I don't mind digging her body up and making her kneel before my mom's grave, even if she truly were dead." The threat was filled with so much malice and coldness that it could easily invoke fear within anyone who heard it. I knew very well that Dominic was a man of his word. He'd definitely carry that threat out. It was at that point I was filled with relief, knowing that my body had already been cremated. Before the employee could argue with Dominic, the latter received a phone call and left the crematorium. Weirdly enough, my soul was forced to follow him. Left without a choice, I could only sit in the front passenger seat while listening to Dominic chatting with the woman on the other end of the line. I knew that woman's voice well. It belonged to Isabel Sharp, the adoptive daughter of the Sharp family. When Dominic and I were still in love with each other, Isabel had sought me out and told me to leave Dominic. I refused to do that, so she began targeting me by spreading rumors about me and my company. She even hired random people to corner me. Once Dominic found out about me getting bullied, he taught Isabel a painful lesson. He also stated that if Isabel dared to bully me again, he'd chase her out. Only then did Isabel cease her madness. Dominic's expression grew colder when I was mentioned. "Why did you bring her up? You're just ruining the mood right now. Besides, it's not as if she's really dead." "But what if she really is dead? What will you do, Dominic?" Isabel's probing tone came from the other end of the line. My heart tensed at the question. I turned around instinctively to look at Dominic. If this were to happen in the past, Dominic's heart would throb in pain if he were to see me getting a cut on my hand, let alone envision the possibility of me dying. He once told me that I was his precious treasure and that he'd love and cherish me forever. But now, Dominic just sneered. "Then I'll throw a party that'll last for 3 days and nights. After that, I'll bombard the skies with all the fireworks in the world just to celebrate her death."